Good afternoon. I'm Joey, only here in Wells, BC, 3,153 feet above sea level, 9 degrees in the afternoon right now. I'm recording just around 4 o'clock, and it's been very, very warm, very sunny here today. Lovely, lovely, lovely transition. Still getting that nice Pacific weather into the south of BC, and we have actually an avalanche incident or two to report on. So I was telling you at the beginning of the weekend, avalanche conditions would be extreme. That is the case right now. We have that to report on. So definitely had some injuries this weekend in the mountains, things that we do want to talk about here on the channel. Looking at your work week weather, what to expect this week, that and more on the show. Let's go. There it is.
This is bad news.
My God.
Falling out right now. Anything could happen.
Get on! Wow.
I'll watch the video later. Ain't run up in this. Okay, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Next little pulse there. Coming towards BC, but so far looking pretty nice through most of central interior today. A little bit of precip in southern BC, a little bit of cloud cover down there. Special weather statement for certainly down by Cranbrook, Fernie, whatnot. We have atmospheric river still continuing on the U.S. coast. Been really pounding there for a little while now. Some of that energy spilling into the prairies, making for even a couple thunderstorms there today in the prairies. And warm. Everyone's seeing warm. That warm weather is so welcome for everybody right now. Let's have a look at some of the stories. So we do have one special weather statement for the Gulf Islands and for Surrey, Langley, Fraser Valley for 50 to 80 kilometer hour winds this evening. That is still going on over in the Paulson Pass through the Kootenay Pass, some of those high roads in the Kootenays. We have still to Monday morning, multiple Pacific weather systems have been pushing through BC, creating messy and hazardous driving conditions. Precipitation is expected to continue through early Monday morning as another system reaches the area today. Snow levels are rising to the near elevation of Kootenay Pass by this afternoon. Wet snow or snow mixed with rain can be expected tonight with an additional 15 to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation possible at the pass. Okay, so nasty driving through there on Sunday night. Special weather statement for Monday morning. These moisture-laden Pacific funnel systems are pushing into the BC interior, bringing heavy rain for BC areas in the Crow's Nest Pass area. I told you it'd be warm. We got some daily maximum records for February 22nd, 12.5 in Edmonton, Alberta. Very warm. Hendrickson Creek up to 9.4, 10.7 in Stony Plain. Here in British Columbia, some pretty extreme rainfall totals. Well, not too extreme. Heavy for other places would be pretty extreme for BC. For Port Mellon, this is a normal weekend, but still 101 mils there. Squamish 53 and 44, 59. Tantalus 47. Mission area 40, 35 to 40 West Vancouver. So some of those areas are snowy areas. That's concerning. And we have maximum daily temperatures record that was set in Sandspit, 11.4 degrees in Sandspit. And other than that, pretty quiet for big weather stories in Canada. So as I was telling you, there was at least 2 incidents this weekend in the mountains. We have this one by Mount Macbeath. Where is that? You're probably wondering. That is right there on the north side of Highway 1 on your way to Banff. That's pretty near. That's Golden just down here, okay? So what's happening is third skier in a slope triggered an avalanche, then caught another member of the party below it, taking one person for approximately 200 meters down the gully features. So that's like 600 feet, folks. That's a long ways. One member of the party was able to get to the subject and extricate them. They suffered a lower leg fracture during the avalanche. Group activated local resources via satellite, SOS messenger. Subject evacuated by GADS SAR to local hospital. Oh my God, that's terrible, terrible. And look at the kind of terrain they are carried down for 600 feet. Man, that is incredibly terrifying. You got to know that the avalanche conditions are so dangerous right now. You cannot be in this terrain, folks. You cannot be still. It's still so bad out there. The snowpack is so destabilized. Okay, we got one more incident. We'll have a look at that. I'm sorry, I forgot I had my head in the way for that last one. So that's no good. Slab skier avalanche near Wall Lake. Where is that? It's right near the U.S. border, actually, just to give you an idea. There you go. See where we're talking now? Really right down there. So 3 people in the group. One person was involved. They're caught, injured, not buried. One person member dropped a ski down the steeper east aspect of the ridge, which was wind loaded. I made a mistake of chasing without fully assessing the slope. Slab gave way underneath me, carried me 10 meters before I hit a tree with my feet and was able to self-arrest. The slide went another 100 meters and fanned out 150 meters wide. Very lucky to have avoided being carried into bigger trees below at higher speed. That is very terrifying. Here we go. And there's actually a brand new one that's just been put up since since. So I thought we had 2. We actually have 3 incidents now to report on. I sure hope this new one that's happened just this afternoon isn't something really, really terrible. This is the Twin Cairns Avalanche. Where is that, you're probably asking? So it's in the Kootenays. There you go. Close to Mount Assiniboine. That's in the rocky side of the Kootenays. So 4 people in the group. They ascended Twin Cairns. They had strong eastward wind transport was observed with cornices formed on leeward slopes. A snowboarder initiated a descent on a convex roll into steep east face, triggering a wind slab failure. The crown appeared to be visible in 2 sections, possibly indicating a step-down failure, which propagated into a larger avalanche, a size 2. The snowboarder was caught, carried over cliffs, and sustained minor injuries, was able to self-rescue. Multiple whoops shooting cracks and settlement were observed in the ridge before and after the incident, given the considerable hazard rating, forecasted wind slabs, and ongoing snow transport. This terrain choice carried significant risks. Parks Canada observed this slide. This was a near miss, sharing this report to help others confirm and reinforce the need for terrain discipline, communication, and conservative decision-making in similar distances. So, here we are on very steep terrain where it's just friggin' obvious something bad's going to happen, given that we've been screaming at you that the avalanche risks were very high right now. The parade of storms has woken up persistent slabs, and more snow is coming. The consequence of triggering an avalanche could be much higher than the surface instability suggests. So we have most of these areas. There's a high expected through the week. New snow is bringing critical load to buried persistent weak layers. Right? In through the Kootenays, really, really bad right now. Snow is piling up and continues to stress the snowpack. Large avalanches are concerned. Heavy snowfall is expected overnight Sunday in the South Kootenays down through Rossland. Avoid exposure to avalanche terrain, and that continues for the next bunch of days. Don't trust it out there, friends. Don't trust it out there. Be safe, be smart. Check Avalanche Canada before you go off into the mountains. Overhead hazards are a big deal in the Caribou Mountains right now. Considerable, every day considerable, okay? So we got really warm conditions. That's destabilizing the snowpack. We got more stuff coming on there, minimizing exposure during periods of heavy loading from new snow and wind. Avalanche danger expected to increase through the day. So it starts off good and firm in the morning, but as the sun gets on it, it changes the condition of the snow. And what else can we say about this? Be aware of the potential for large avalanche due to weak buried layers. 2 funnel systems moved through the province in the last 2 days. We're expecting another progressive system tonight. A brief ridge of high pressure on Monday. A slow-moving low-pressure system is approaching the south coast on Monday night, gradually weakening on Tuesday. So the parade of storms will continue. We still do have that one flood watch for the Nicola area in effect. That's continuing for Nicola, Coldwater, Spias. As has been the case, we've been reporting on that for a bunch of days. Here is our jet stream map looking at for the next work week. As you can see, we come back into that Pacific weather, and we're going to be seeing that warm temperature. We're going to be seeing that Pacific weather. We're not really going to be on the south side of the jet stream for the next little while, and you know what that means. You know what that means for BC. It means the Pacific parade of storms continues for a little while longer, for at least into the start of March. I would hope so. We need the precip. We need the snow. Particularly, we need snow. I mean, that's the problem with this forecast modeling, is it does not show us the room for a lot of cold to come in, a lot at least. So when we look at temperature reading, expectations for the next bunch of days, as you can see over the 36, 42, 48 hours, we're looking at the next 3 or 4 days, quite warm as we get towards the end of the month. Precipitation will continue, though. Heavy precipitation, particularly in the coast. Looks like the Caribou doesn't reap a whole lot of this. Southern BC, some, but up the coast, of course. The coast is always the place where the coast is the most. The coast is where they get it the most. Northern BC looks up to, maybe up to Mackenzie Pine Pass, Spatsizi Plateau. You might get some Northern Rockies, sure. We're not really looking like a big storm is coming, a big snowstorm is going to really root into the central interior. No, I'm not seeing that. So let's just have a quick run through the work week and see what's going on here. As you can see, Southern BC still tonight taking a little bit of snow, windy in advance of that. Vancouver Island taking lots of rain, a little bit of snow in through the coast mountains, some of that moving into the Caribou. Should be a band here. Might see some mix of rain in the southern BC. Rocky Mountains probably going to take some snow. So a little bit of this tonight pushing through. Not a crazy great deal. No, just a little system of snow moving through. Probably won't give us that much into These central areas here in Wells, we might see a little more stable. It might hang on here for a little while. That's what it likes to do. Here's the next storm. 983. Terrace, just a never stop, nonstop through that whole area. Kitimat, you're going to be seeing lots of precip for you and into those areas in the Coast Mountains north of you, out towards the Nass and Stewart and areas like that. Here comes the next storm. It's pulling itself together, and then it kind of weakens, hits the coast. So now we're talking Monday night, looking like areas into the Olympia Mountains. Seattle, again, -5 at midnight in Prince George, -1 Williams Lake. Not very cold, pretty nice. Southern BC could see a little precip through the Kootenays and the South Rockies. Right, that low sitting kind of stationary by Tuesday morning, 2 a.m. on Vancouver Island, progressively throwing that wind up to the Washington coast, making southern BC perhaps a little bit snowy in time for the commute on Tuesday morning. I wouldn't trust to drive through some of those places like the Coquihalla although we don't have any idea what kind of warnings they might issue or not, or what special weather statements. I think something like we saw for Highway 3 in our warnings is not out of the question today, right? Could see localized examples of the mountain passes being very difficult to drive in at that time. So Tuesday, mostly a mess for southern BC, but look, 5 degrees in Prince George, 4 in Williams Lake, nice in the afternoon. A little bit snowy in the northern parts of BC, but as for us, not bad. Even sitting above 0 degrees in the Peace, looking pretty nice for you. So warmer than maybe we'd expect in February. Let's jump ahead to Wednesday morning. Next system hitting in the north. Not so much affecting us yet in the south, but, our turn will come. Look at that big, long tail. Look at this next storm in behind. It's like a nice setup for big old storms. So let's just zoom out for a second and see what they're doing. What are they doing? 1, 2, 3 big storms out there. Okay. How are they moving? They're moving like so. This guy's probably going to follow this guy more or less. That's probably what we're going to see. Okay, we're going to speed up a little head, zoom back in. Still on Wednesday afternoon, it's northern BC taking the brunt of that one. So mark that on your notes for Wednesday. Everyone in northern BC, Alberta, up the Alaska Panhandle. That's going to make things particularly gross for you. Southern BC, no, we're just enjoying the nice warm weather that's bringing into us. So we get missed by the lion's share of that. Pretty windy up some of that west coast. Nothing unusual, probably. Very windy, sure, yeah, that we get that often. Okay, do we see on Thursday maybe some of that move through, maybe into the interior? That low takes a jump across, becomes a bit of a northern Alberta clipper, or maybe one of these Nunavut. There's like a name for the Nunavut one or whatever, Nunavut low or something. So yeah, a little bit of a system there through the prairie areas, through the North Prairies. But as for us, sitting still pretty nice Thursday. So, I mean, to me, it's a favorable forecast this week. Temperatures are looking nice and warm, but we're going to see a lot of melt. Going to see a lot of melt in places. Going to see some snow put on new places. We're going to see avalanche conditions be unstable for a lot of the areas, and for some of you, you're going to see pretty significant precipitation. Okay, last look, and then I'm out of here. The last look will be for how much new snow and how much new rain. So we're just going to back this up here, have a look at where's our new snow through the next couple days. There you go. Where are we looking at this week for new snow? We can go look at new rain if we want to, but you're going to have to assume that a lot of these areas that are forecast to take snow could take rain. We're really in that sort of mix of, that's the mix of problems we have. But looking through to the end of the month, see some areas in the Kootenays up in the mountains, see another foot of snow on there for you. Some of the areas of the coast mountains seeing maybe half a meter or more. Depending where, some of those high elevation places. And as you go further north and up into the bigger mountains, you get higher snow totals, a meter in some of the big mountains. So we're going to see avalanche conditions be really, really bad, I think, through a lot of this week up into that north coastal area, those north coast mountains through Spatsizi Plateau, looking like some good snow into the plateau areas of northern British Columbia. As for central interior, looking really, really grim, looking really good for snow for you. Not going to see much much of that at all. Will you see rain instead? That is possible. You could be seeing rain. Everywhere that's expecting to see snow is at risk of seeing some rain too. So you see, it's really a crapshoot as to who gets how much, especially because you're seeing that there's a lot of above zero temperatures. So some really bad avalanche conditions. Don't screw around, everybody. I know I said that a couple days ago, and people went and screwed around, and someone could have been killed. Someone was already killed last week. Let's get through the rest of the season without anyone taking more late season risks, saying like, well, we're running out of time this season. I have to go play now. You don't have to take that route. You don't have to do what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Be safe, everybody. Please make safe terrain choices, safe adventure choices. Okay. Hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. The subscriptions really help. The comments really help. It brings the algorithms to the channel. Lost a lot of subscribers the last little while, so the subscribers really help, and all the donations really help too. Thank you for everyone who's helped keep this channel going. I'm not keeping this channel going on ad revenue alone, no, because I am not getting the views to do that. It's really because of you viewers that this channel continues to exist in the way it does functionally. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll come back at you tomorrow or the day after with some more news. Until then, that's what I got for tonight. Okay, everybody, take care out there. Have a safe work week. Bye now.